Good morning, everyone. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. What a great Saturday morning. October. Lots to talk about today. Got a good show lined up for you. But for those people who are first tuning in here at Hire It Done Radio Network, my name's Adam Helfman. I'm a home improvement expert. This is the Rocket Mortgage Studio. We've got lots and lots of fun lined up this morning to talk about. We got great topics today, by the way. Old home features that aren't used anymore. Mysterious ones that you might not know about. These are cool, so I want you to know about those. How to resurface your garage floor. It's something that I've been getting questions about lately. Cleaning hacks using vinegar. I hate the smell of vinegar, but vinegar is a pretty good cleaner, so I wanted to go over a few of those. Stink bugs. Who has stink bugs? Well, the studio here is a little stinky this morning, and so we're going to talk about how to get rid of some stink bugs. How to use your dryer for other things besides drying clothes. That one is going to be a good segment, of course. How to refinance or how to finance your home renovation. What's that really cost? We're coming up soon. We have a lot of topics today. How to make your home less dusty, plumbing hacks. I'm going to bring our master plumber on. I'm going to talk about tricks of the trade for weekend plumbers and things your plumber doesn't want you to know. I'm going to ask him. This is something I read, and we're going to go over this list of things your plumber doesn't want you to know and see if my plumber, Raymond Klein, out of radio range, but watching the show on Facebook. That's right, folks. You can watch the show on Facebook. Go to the 97.1 The Ticket Facebook page, the Hire It Done Facebook page, or the Adam Helfman Facebook page. And guess what? You can watch the show live here in studio, having a good time. Thank you for tuning in, Raymond. In fact, if you have any questions this morning and you want to go to Google and you can't find the answer, I'm going to be the answer for you because I have all the answers that Google can't. So 248-539-9797. That's the ticket text number. If you want to text in a question this morning, I'd be happily helping you find the right answer to that. So 248-539-9797. Of course, you can also go to Facebook Live and check us out there. So let's go over a couple of these topics for us. What do I want to talk about now? You want to make your home less dusty? Storage ideas? Does anyone want to learn about storage? Let's get rid of stink bugs. Let's just do the stink bug. Okay? So it's fall. New bugs come out in the fall, right? So what are some of the fall pests and the annoying pests that people are like, yeah, I don't like it? Think about that. What do you think it is, folks? Well, bugs, like anything else, are looking for warmer areas to rest. So they're going to come try and sneak in on your, how would I call it, warmth of your house. So there's all kinds. There's elder bugs. How do you manage an elder bug? They're not big in Michigan. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't. What about like the ladybugs? Now they call them Asian lady beetles. Got to be careful with how you call bugs today. I call them a bug. Bugs and insects. Of course, our friends at Rose Pest Control might get mad at me for using the wrong terms. But hey, how do you get rid of the Asian lady beetles? I used to love those as a kid. Like, oh, a ladybug. Now you got to be like, whoa. Who knows? They get in your house. I use my Dyson animal vacuum. It does the best job. Anyways. So what about a stink bug? Everyone says, oh my God, stink bugs. And by the way, you see one stink bug, you've seen 2, 3, and 4. There's a ton of stink bugs. They are stinky. Or should we call them stank? Stank bugs. Anyways, they're a stink bug. Here's the technical name, brown marmorated. The common stink bug in the United States is the brown marmorated. Okay. It's brown in color, similar to a tree trunk. Okay, I'll take that. And its shape resembles a tiny shield. They're about 3/4 inch in length and width. And the adults can fly. These bugs are generally harmless, but have a nasty viscous liquid in their abdomen that smells horrible and stains fabric. So not only does a stink bug smell, it stains. How do you get rid of stink bugs? Besides stepping on them. And you know what? You should never step on a bug. That's cruel. Anyways, I know everyone wants to squish them, right? But you'll instantly regret it because you smell it instantly. That's why they call it a stink bug. Man, oh man, does it smell. Trust me. So what they have is they release a bad smelling odor from their pores on the sides of their body. And boy, oh boy, that lingers for hours. You know what? I'm going to get in the, I want to raise stink bugs. I'm in the stink bug business. But anyways, the best thing to do is to vacuum them up and then empty your vacuum bag in the garbage, clearly. But remember, if there's one, there's two, there's probably three. So you got to know that. So just remember, stink bugs, not really any way to get rid of them. You just got to manage it. So that's how you roll. Anyways, vinegar is a way to get rid of them as well. But we're going to be talking about vinegars in the next segment. So we're all on the same page. But I got a really good show lined up for you today. So if you have a question this morning, text me 248-539-9797 if you have a question. What's the best and safest way to remove oil stains from your garage floor so it can be refinished? We have a segment coming up called Garage Floor Resurfacing. So keep it locked in right there, my friends. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Higher It Done Radio Network.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can.
Comes to home improvement, there's no shortage of myths, misconceptions out there. I think especially true when we talk about green home improvement.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can. Rocket.
Comes to home improvement, there's no shortage of myths, misconceptions out there. I think especially true when we talk about green home improvement. Is it just a fad, or you pay twice as much for a house that has green? It doesn't save you money. Well, I hear these myths all the time. And I'm going to break that down. Because what's real, what's a myth when it comes to green home improvement and remodeling?
It's time for Going Green with Higher It Done. Brought to you by Consumers Energy, Business Energy Efficiency Programs.
So one of the first myths
for Going Green. You know, I know, right? Shout out to Mary Brenner. The first myth is that Going Green is more expensive. Is it? Is it really? Well, I don't know. The first thing that everyone thinks is that Going Green is going to cost you money, right? It may be true that some green products are more expensive than their conventional counterparts. However, when you consider the project as a whole, there's often opportunities to cut costs. So let's look at how you can.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name is Adam Helfman. Great Saturday morning. Definitely a great Saturday morning. So what do you got going on your home improvement list today? You got a home improvement question you need help with? Text me 248-539-9797. You can also tune in to Facebook Live. We got the live in the studio this morning. You can watch the show. You can see my new, my new hoodie. I don't know what we would call it, the Pain hoodie. What would you call this, guys? The guy with the head. You got to go on Facebook and check out my hoodie. We'll call it Pain. Maybe we'll not. Who knows? You can check it out, though. It's always fun. So let's talk about fall. Well, now we already got the pests, right? How to handle the pests. I like that one. I want to talk about clever storage ideas. We had this earlier, and I think, Punisher. Thanks, Charles. That's what I want to say, the Punisher. Because you know where we go one, we go all. That's how it should be. So how do you get rid of stuff, unclutter your house, and where do you find little secret storage areas to unclutter, right? That's what we want to talk about. So in your basement, look up in your ceiling of your basement, and you can use under the joists. So go to like a Home Depot or a big box store and buy a wire shelf, like from the old closet organization places, and hang it up against the joists. So between the bottom of the joist and the plywood above, you'll have about 12 inches. You can store things when you put the wire rack against the ceiling. If you think about it, it's a pretty genius idea. Now, what about a storage drawer under your bed? That's too hard of a work. Here's one. I have extension cords in my house, and I just can never get them organized. They're always tied, knotted up, and blah. Well, here's a way to do it. Take your old paper toweling rolls or your toilet paper rolls. The cardboard. Take your extension cords and stuff them in the middle of the roll. Obviously, the cardboard tube from the toilet paper roll is what I mean. And guess what? Then on the outside of the tube, just write down how many is a 10-footer, 12-footer, 6-footer. How genius is that? This advice that I'm giving you this morning is so priceless, my friends. I might have to charge for this. Just kidding. You all know my favorite price is free. How about jumper cables? People are like, oh, yeah, do you have jumper cables? I'm like, yeah. In my trunk, all tangled up. Well, how do you keep them untangled? Well, you can wrap them around your spare tire. There you go. Spare tire wrap. That's the way to do it. And then what about your camping gear, your outdoor cushions, some of the outdoor stuff that you want to store? Did you know you go to a big box store and you get Ziploc bags that are huge? We're talking like enough to put a person in. And so doing that, you just put them in these big Ziploc bags. And there's all kinds of storage items. But coming up right now, because everyone wants to know, we have a segment called What's That Really Cost? So what are some of the ways to refinance or finance a home improvement project in 2020? Well, I recently sat down with some of my friends at Rocket Mortgage. And, here's the thing. People are addicted to home improvement. We sat home for 4 or 5 months, and guess what? Yeah, everyone's staring at their house. I need a new bathroom. I need a roof. I need a patio. I need a deck. I need a live-in master bedroom. My kids are in college. Well, they're on Zoom college. I'm the only dumb father who sent his kid to L.A. to go to USC to be close to the campus, even though he's not there. He's a college student there, but you can't be on campus. You got to be on Zoom. So he's doing Zoom USC. I love that, but whatever. So I have to refinance everything too, just to afford that. But here's the deal: people say to me, "Hey Adam, I want to do a room addition. I want to do a big kitchen. How do I pay for it? Do I get the financing first? Do I get the contractor first?" It's really a good question. And you know what? We need to make sure that people understand what that means. And yes, Brian McQuaid, we gotta buy silver. Silver's a good investment right now. You can't pay for your home improvement in silver. Not yet. That is. So what are some of the ways to get your home renovation paid for? So let's think about this. In the current economic climate, first of all, home improvement contractors who are really excelling at their game understand financing and understand how to help homeowners get financing. And they know that low interest rates right now are amazingly low. Like the prime rate's like 3.25%. Okay, if you think about that. Last year, in 2019, they were 5.25%. So they've gone down. Money's never been cheaper. And the reason why you need to understand is because to renovate your house, you're adding value. So why not add value at a low cost? So first things first, what's the best way to pay for a renovation? Cha-ching, cash. Cash is king. We always knew that. But you got to lay out a clear payment plan with your contractor when doing that. So remember that, folks, okay? Make a payment plan. We do all the time on the Home Improvement Show here, Hire It Done, payment plans. So we don't have to go through that. We will in the future episode. Now, what's the second way? How about a personal loan, an unsecured loan? A lot of times unsecured home improvement financing, there are companies that do home improvement unsecured financing based on your credit. It's usually $25,000, $30,000, but you can go as high as $50,000. So you got to make sure. And the thing is that the personal loans, unsecured credit card loans are like a credit card, but they're less than a home loan amount. So here's the other thing. Build financing into your mortgage. Okay? That's right. If you're in the process of purchasing a home, then you might buy a house and you might want to put money in equity if you approve for it. For like, let's say you bought the house for $200 and you want to loan $250. That's, you got to make sure that you can put it in your financing. And then there's loans that are called future value loans. A future value loan is based on the value of the house after it's renovated. Well, that's a really good one. 203K loans from the FHA, they do that as well. So that's a big one as well. So what else are your options? How about a home equity line? A home equity loan or line of credit is referred to as almost like a second mortgage. And if your home is worth more than you owe on it, that's what you borrow against the value. That's a big one. So you need to know that, okay? And then, of course, a home equity line of credit. It's like a credit card for your home. Your lender, like Rocket Mortgage, they give you a credit card. They charge you interest on the amount you use. It's pretty simple. Everyone's been through that before. And here's the best part. Getting home improvement financing used to create anxiety. It used to create anxiety, and it used to make people nuts, right? Today, it's so simple. It's so easy. You can do it all on your phone, in your computer. You either go, like let's use Rocket Mortgage because they sponsor this. You can go to Rocket Mortgage, and they'll walk you through the whole thing. Their website has complete resources for financing, which is easy. Or work with your contractor, and the contractor will help you. That's how easy it is. So I want you to know that's the best part for home improvement financing. Got a question for me? Text me 248-539-9797. How do you clean out your dryer vent and dust you can't see? I got it. We're coming right back. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
Good morning. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. So you're thinking of remodeling your house? Is this a good time of year to remodel? It's always a good time of year to remodel. There's no better than worse. But of course, it's getting a little cold out. You're going to be doing new siding. You want to do some brickwork on the outside of your house? You can probably still do it. We have contractors that'll do work all year round. But what are some of the hot, popular home improvement projects that are big in the fall and the winter and pretty much all year round? Well, one of them that we always talk about is basement finishing or basement remodeling. Turn your basement into a lower level, they say. Oh, well, if you want it done right and you want the best, you got to go to Hire It Done. And this is why, because we've partnered with the best. And of course, everyone says, oh, yeah, Adam, you always say that every one of your guys is the best. Well, 7 out of 10 contractors that apply to Hire It Done don't make it for whatever reasons. Whether there's a background check glitch, something like, sex offender or something like that, some crazy stuff. Or they're not in business long enough, or they just have a glitch, or they're just not a match. We don't look for everyone. Listen, we agree. We are not a match for everyone. We want homeowners that are serious about home improvement, that are looking for hassle-free, that are budget-minded, design-minded, but just generally want to do it right from the get-go. They're not looking to save $2 by going on a .com wholesale site, or they watch HGTV and say, I could do it just like that for half the price. That's a bunch of fuzzy math. So we're going to unfuzz the math right now. Unfuzz the math. I like that. With Contractor of the Year. That's some serious, bragging rights. We've got Steve Iverson from Finished Basements Plus. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Adam. How are you?
Congratulations right out of the gates.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell everyone, Finished Basements Plus, what's Contractor of the Year?
Well, it's Remodeler of the Year through...
Same thing.
Through the Home Builders Association of Southeast Michigan.
The HBA. That's a big award.
Yeah. It's the first time we've won it. It's a big honor. We really are happy about that.
Yeah, well, it's bragging rights, right?
It is.
So a homeowner says, listen, Mr. Iverson, why should I use your company? Contractor of the Year. Why not? You want the best? I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to tell a few people about it.
Well, we should get a press release out there.
We should, yeah.
Well, right now, for everyone listening, we have Contractor of the Year on right now. Steve Iverson, Finished Basements Plus, which is legit. Really legit. So all you do is finish basements.
Yeah, all we do
Smart.
is basement finishing. Yeah.
Wall side windows, all they do is windows.
Yeah, and they're good at it.
They did this. It's funny. Years and years and years ago, when I was a contractor, I said to my dad, I'm like, Dad, why do they do just windows? They could do siding. They could do roofing. They're at the house. Why not sell more stuff, right? And that's me, the entrepreneur, thinking. My dad looks at me and goes, because they decided, and this is how, my dad told me this because the original founder of Wallside, Stanford Blanker, the Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Shout out to Sarah Grapsidis. She's the rock star real estate agent working all of Metro Detroit. She's in her car this morning checking out Hire It Done. Gave me a small quick tip I want to give her credit for. She said, by the way, the best advice for decluttering, especially for people who love to shop, that's me, for every one piece of clothing you bring into the house, get rid of 2 same things with shoes. It works amazingly. I can't get rid of my shoes. I'm like Imelda Marcos. I got so many pairs of shoes, I don't know what to do with myself. I got my original Air Jordans. I got my Yeezys. And then don't get me started on Gucci. But Sarah Grapsidis, you need a house listed? You want it sold fast? There's nobody better. Trust me, I know her. She's a rock star. Anyways, it's a good idea, getting declutter. I need a declutterer on the show. We need a real estate agent on the show. Come on, Sarah, let's roll.
But anyways, text me 248-539-9797 if you have a question. So what's going on? Let's get a finger on the pulse in the home improvement business right now. Let's bring on Mark Wormuth, CFO extraordinaire, master predictor, I'll call him, from Yes Home Services. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, what's up, Adam?
Hey, buddy. I'm having such a good day. I don't know what to do with myself. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
I love that. So, Mark, I just was thinking about something the other day. How long have you and I known each other?
Probably right around the Tally Hall days.
1984. That's exactly what I was going to say. Tally Hall, baby. Okay,
The
so
Tigers won the World Series the last time.
I was there. I was at the game when they won. Just
What if we
nothing.
would be waiting for the Lions to win the Super Bowl? We would have never met.
It's probably right. The Lions. Don't even get me started. This is the. By the way, this is the sport of home improvement. Just we're on the same page. So I was 1984 Tally Hall. Text me 248-539-9797. If anyone out there could give me one name of one place inside Tally Hall, text it. I'll give you the shout out. Mark, you and I already know we used to hang out there. That's when I was a member of the JBI. Do you remember the JBI?
Yeah.
With our Yankees jackets?
Well, yeah, the Yankee jackets you don't even have to wear anymore after last night.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's terrible, right? So, all right. So let's talk home improvement. What's going on at Yes? Yes Home Services. Tell everyone what you guys do.
We do windows, siding, roofing, insulation, kitchens, baths, gutters.
So let me ask you a question about insulation really quick. Is now the time to get a quote for insulation? And can you guys get out there pretty quick? Because people are going to be putting their heat on very shortly.
Yeah, we can get out there this week. I mean, we have tons of appointments that we can go out there on.
Okay, so you're not too busy. How's the roofing business right now?
Roofing, we are so backed up right now. It's like, and what's surprising me, the stuff that's really coming on in the last week or so is windows.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you should say that. I've got a condo complex in Birmingham. I'm helping renovate one condo, and the whole building needs new windows. So I'm just thinking, I might need to have some of your window. I might have to meet you out there for some window advice. Maybe you can help me. So, it's because we're back to school, sorta. Where it's fall. What kind of advice can you give homeowners right now if they're thinking of doing some exterior home improvements, whether it's a roof, whether it's siding, windows, gutters? What do you do?
A lot of people usually don't start to want to put windows in to right the end of the year when they forget. And this year, if they don't do it now, it's not going to be till next year because, the hurricane in Louisiana like 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah, and there's one coming up now, Delta.
Right. We were getting windows in like 2 weeks, and now we're getting windows in like 5.5 weeks. So if people don't buy now, they're not going to get their windows till January.
We're talking with Mark Wormuth from Yes Home Services. We're talking about ordering windows. Due to, COVID-19 put everything behind, and what's still lagging, and this is what you're talking about with the distribution, is getting the employees back up, getting the plants and the production back up, and now we have weather slowing it down again. So if you're not going to get it done now, you might as well order it now, get everything scheduled, and then bam, get it installed as soon as possible. Is that the best advice?
That's the total best advice.
248-539-9797. If anyone has a question right now, give us a text. Love to have you. Marvelous Mechanical Museum, Eli in Huntington Woods. Eli, shout out. That was a good one.
That's still there.
The Incredible Spud. What else was there? Do you remember any? Remember what was Anita's Kitchen started there?
Yes, I used to eat there a lot.
Love that place. Anyways, we're talking about Tally Hall. Restaurants that were at Tally Hall, 248-539-9797, if anyone remembers.
Why did Leo's come there?
Leo's was never Leo's. It was Leo's there? I thought it was Hunter, or it was Honey Tree.
Oh yeah, it was Honey Tree, and then it came to Leo's. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I love that place. I miss it. Why can't we do that again?
Anything with food, don't argue with Adam.
That's right. I am the king foodie. Here's the deal. I'm an expert in home improvement, but I'm passionate about food. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I obsess. Like, I'm in the studio right now, rocking out Home Improvement, and I'm thinking about where I'm having breakfast after the show.
Oh, come on, Adam. We know exactly where you're going.
Shh, don't give it out. Let's keep it between us.
Pancake house.
Oh, no, 49ers, by the way. So, Mark, so if someone calls Yes Home Service, and by the way, for Yes Home Services, the phone number, if anyone wants to get a quote this weekend or this week, 586-757-4937 is the number. Tell them you heard it on Hire It Done. What about roofing? You're behind it. Can you even get siding done this year?
Yeah, we can get siding done. I mean, like right now, if somebody signed up for a roof, we have like an 8-week backlog right now. But it's just all based on weather. If we can get some good weather, it might be 7 weeks, but that's like somewhat normal, 7 to 8 week backlog. But if you have a leak and you want it done right then and there, there's not a lot of companies that are going to come out there because they're so backed up.
That's what I figured. So if someone wants to do a home improvement and they want to get it done this year, what do you recommend the ones that you know for sure you get done? Obviously, insulation, which is a very smart home improvement.
We can sell insulation today, and if they wanted it sometime this week, we'd get it in. We can get surprisingly, we probably can get on a bathroom and a kitchen started. I mean, if they bought today and you didn't have to order anything, possibly within 2 to 3 weeks. But most of the other products are 5 to 8 weeks out.
Gotcha. Is there any new technology in any of the products you're talking about? Is the roof still the same, 50-year roof done right? Anything?
Yeah, any product, it's all the installer. And we have the best installers, I think. If you have the best installers, you're going to make customers happy.
I got a question for you about the best. What is the best roof?
The one installed correctly.
My man! Right to the front of the home improvement class. Mark Wormuth got the answer, A+. How's my family over there at Yes Home Service? Is everyone good?
Everybody's doing good.
Will you give them all a shout out for me?
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, now one last prediction. Are the Lakers going to beat the Heat?
It's a LeBron series. When LeBron they're going to win in 6.
Okay, just checking because I have a guy who bet on the game. He bet early in the season that the Lakers would win, and this person that I can't tell you, his nickname is Mush, and he's lost everything he never wins a bet, and he has the Lakers to win it all. And he placed the bet like in March.
Oh wow!
So it's a big bet, and they just have to win. But because he bet it, I'm almost like, oh boy, the Heat.
If the guy's smart and it gets to Game 7, you can always play the other side on the money line and win both sides.
Okay, well, I'm going to remind him of that because I think it's 2020 and we have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, you watch Game 6. If it goes to Game 7, you can play the money line or you can play getting the points and you can win both sides. I mean, you could take Miami plus the points, and if the Lakers win the game, you're going to win both sides.
Got it. Makes perfect sense to me. All right, well, that's cool. Well, Mark, I appreciate it. Yes Home Service is busy company, doing a great job. 586-757-4937. Shout out to all the people at Yes Home Service for their hard work, keeping things busy. Mark, I'll talk to you soon, okay, my man?
Okay, talk to you later.
Thanks for calling in. You got a question that Google can't answer? Text me, 248-539-9797. My name's Adam Helfman, and this is Hire It Done Radio Network.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Hi, it's Adam Helfman from Hire It Done. It's really cold outside. You're in the house. You got a little bit of stir crazy going on. Well, I'm going to give you 5 projects that anyone can do this winter. Whether you decide to do it yourself or hire it done, painting your interior walls is a great project to get out of the way in the cold winter months. The ideal temperature for paint to dry is between 50 and 85 degrees. So winter is arguably better to paint in because you don't have to worry about running the air conditioning because you just painted. A change of colors on the walls can also help if you're starting to feel a case of the old cabin fever setting in. There's no time like the winter to get warmer floors. New carpet is an upgrade the whole family can appreciate. But you'll have to be careful because some new carpeting will give off VOCs, or what we call volatile organic compounds. So here's a tip. If you don't want to have to crack your windows open in the cold, ask your carpet installer to air out the carpeting for 3 to 5 days before they install it. Whether it's new grout, an updated sink faucet, or a full bathroom renovation, winter is the right time for working on your bathroom. The bathroom is an enclosed interior space, and you use it every day. That means you're going to appreciate it all year long. There's no time better than the winter for a brand new steam shower or a heated toilet seat. A lot of homeowners love running space heaters in the cold winter months, and I'm one of them. But space heaters utilize a lot of power and are a fire hazard if they're not placed properly or plugged into an outlet that isn't on a designated circuit. And speaking of outlets, winter is a great time to upgrade to built-in plugs with USB ports. Perfect for sitting under blankets and reading or binge watching your favorite shows. Insulation isn't a sexy home improvement, but it can lead to big savings in energy costs and a big improvement in your home's comfort level, especially in the cold winter months. One of the biggest problem areas for insulation is in your attic. Increasing insulation from R19 to R49 saves homeowners $600 a year on average. Another commonly overlooked area for insulation are the basement rim joists. That's the area between your basement wall and the first floor. You could potentially have almost as much heat loss there as in your attic and save almost as much by adding insulation. So we just gave you 5 really cool projects you can do around your house this winter, whether you want to save money or just update the look. This is what we're here to help you with. I want to thank you for watching, and if you want more information like that, just hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when our new videos come up.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network on 97.1 The Ticket. So what's on your home improvement advice? Your list, I mean? You need some advice? I got a great podcast called Contractor Therapy. If you want to hear me on Unleashed, Unchained, and pretty much, how would I say, off the rails, you gotta download my podcast. Go to radio.com, go to iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you get your favorite podcast. Download Contractor Therapy. It's home improvement horror stories. Contractor from hell, homeowner from hell. And let me tell you something. Legit, it's a great podcast. People have been commenting to me. They're like, oh my God, I love that story. You know, we had one recently called Don't Feed the Animals. Crazy job site finds, what we find in homeowners' houses. Found a bag of cocaine once, adult toys, crazy stuff. So you got to go over there and check it out. But anyways, do you have a home improvement list? You want to watch us on Facebook this morning? We're live on Facebook. You can see the whole show there. You can text me, 248-539-9797. You got a a question that Google can't answer, just give it to me. But anyways, let's go over a few things. What things, a lot of homeowners will say at the end of the year, what do I do with my deck, right? What am I supposed to do with my deck? Well, let me give you some things you never should do with your deck, okay? I have some really good deck contractors in Higher Ton, and there's a couple deck contractors out there that are just complete DBs. Like, they're just terrible people. And I love to do a segment on, remember like Hall of Shame or, the restaurant report. You just call out like the restaurant that's caught using, they were caught using cat meat, or they just, dirty. Well, there's contractors that deserve to be on the list, but you know what? Some people are like, Adam, just let the universe take care of it. Let karma take care of it. I am karma. So whatever. Okay, so here's some things you shouldn't do to your deck, all right? Because your deck is a beautiful area in the backyard. You want to relax. Don't neglect safety, okay? Think about that. Railings, steps, lighting. If your deck's falling apart, be careful. Seriously, be careful. Here's one that most people don't realize that I always say watch out for, and that's putting a fire pit on your deck. Now, they make pre-made fire pits and things like that, and that's fine. But if you have a wooden deck and you make a fire pit, you better understand that a fire gets off a lot of heat. And if you have composite deck, it's going to melt. If you have wood, it's going to catch on fire. So you need a fire pit done right. Trust me when I tell you, I've had many, many, many deck fires that I've seen, not caused. None of them were successful. None of them were, lightning. How about potted plants? Do you put potted plants in your deck? Of course you do, but you got to put a little cover underneath or a saucer. That's right, a saucer. Kind of like what you put like a cup? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, my whole point is don't do that. Now, what about staining and sealing your deck? What do? Don't stain or seal it without prepping it. What is prepping your deck? Power washing it. When you power wash your deck, don't over power wash. And then after you've done that, power washing deck takes all the schmutz and the skuts off your deck, right? It opens the pores of the wood. It makes the wood ready to accept the penetrating oil finish or the solid stain or whatever you're going to use. It's important, okay? So make sure that. Now, what about bleach? Oh, I'm going to use bleach on my deck. Bleach can discolor and streak your deck. And it'll injure nearby plants. And if you got a rodent underneath, it'll injure them too. So you got to be careful. So watch out for the plants around your deck. What about furniture and rugs? Yeah. Make sure you got all that, okay? Don't use a wire brush. Don't misuse your power washer. There's 1,000 things I can tell you to do. Anyways, that's important. So that's where we're at with that. 248-539-9797 is the ticket text line. If you have a question this morning, I need to get a couple estimates to have a new porch with railing installed. Can you recommend some companies? Yeah, of course. We got some great brick companies, got some great concrete companies. Railing, they'll do all the front porches. Just go to higherton.com. We got a few good ones. And you know how that rolls. Greg Tittle's in the house. He just said hello. How you doing, Greg? Jen Gerzik from Kohler. Long lead times due to everything in 2020. Yeah. 2020 is just not a good year for anybody. Well, the contractors love it because people sat home and they were like, oh my God, I need this done and that done. Finding a good contractor right now, my friends, is not easy. Literally, it's not easy. So you got to be careful. So here's a couple of tidbits that I want to talk about right now. 9 things you never knew your dryer could do. That's right. What do you put in your dryer besides clothes? I love this one. This is a list that someone asked me. They said about dryer vent cleaning and this and that. So here's the thing: dryer vent fires are rampant, and if you don't have your dryer vent cleaned properly, you could potentially put your house at risk for fire. No one wants that, especially if you do laundry a lot, because the heat in your laundry is a lot. It could cause a fire. So my duct cleaning companies, Santa Clean, a couple others, Modernistic. They do duct cleaning and they do dryer vent cleaning. So you got to get it cleaned. There's like 16,000 dryer vent fires a year. Like literally, it's a lot. But if you're only using your dryer to dry clothes, you're missing out. There's so many other things. By the way, has anyone ever put any food in their dryer to warm up food? That's a good one. I'm gonna try that. But what if it like breaks the bag or something? Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, so here's the thing. You know all the settings on your dryer: permanent, press, light, knit, delicates. I mean, really? I put it on full hot and let's roll. Well, permanent press setting is the least used setting on a dryer, and guess what? It's used to get wrinkles out. Wrinkle remover. So it takes a little bit of the heat out. It has more air movement. Boom. How about them apples? Now, here's a nice thing. New dryers. There are new dryers out there that actually have a sensor built in that monitor the dryer vent status, right? So if it gets clogged, there's an alarm. It beeps. Beep, 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 beep. Your vent's dirty. Beep, beep, beep. That's a cool one. How about your down comforter? I have a down comforter with a duvet and I got a weighted blanket. I'm like Mr. Neurotic nuts, OCD craziness. The therapists love me, by the way, because I'm a full-time job for them. But if you take your down comforter and throw it in your dryer, right? If it's like got, the feathers are in one side and all that, it happens all the time. Run it through the dryer. Throw in some tennis balls or those dryer balls with the little knuckles on them. And 20 minutes. And guess what? You pull that sucker out. It smells fresh. Of course, I like to put a couple of the Febreze sheets in. And then your comforter smells super fresh. I'm like, man, oh man, I love that. How about being super efficient? How can you be super efficient? Don't put one or two things in your dryer. Load it up. Dryers aren't Energy Star rated. The newer ones might be, but you got to fill them up to make them work efficiently. Now, who's put their tennis shoes? I put a pair of Gucci sneakers in my dryer once. What a mistake! But now they have like sneaker racks for your dryer, where it's instead of hearing the thum, 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 when you got your dryer and your sneakers are bumping it up, they got a thing for sneakers now. Like a drying rack, and it cuts back on the noise and probably works better. I love that. Anyone else have any tips for me on dryers? What else can you use your dryer for? 248-539-9797. Tell me, please. It kills germs. It'll dry your delicates. What's a delicate? Can you tell me what a delicate is? Delicate clothes? My underwear ain't delicate. I'm not putting any Gucci in the dryer anymore because my extra large becomes a small after one dryer. Learned that lesson quick. $1,000 mistake. So think about it. What about refreshing an outfit? Some new clothes dryers can easily get a wrinkled or not so fresh outfit ready to go. Not so fresh? That's kind of gross. Yeah. It's kind of gross. What about bed bugs? There's one. Did you know that a dryer on high heat will get rid of the bed bugs? The heat of a dryer is an all-natural and fast way to murder ticks, bed bugs, and lice. Lice? Ay vey! I'm getting sick. Vomit in the mouth now. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I've got some great home improvement tips, and we're going to be back live from the Rocket Mortgage studio. My name's Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. In studio is Contractor of the Year, Steve Iverson. I kind of feel like special that you're here today. Literally.
You should.
No, listen. If I had to write a profile like the great top of the elite contractors, you're one of them because you do everything right. If there's a problem, you take care of it. You got no like shiftiness, no shadiness like me. You know, you just straight up do good work, and you have a really good team.
Yeah, I do have a good team.
One of the girls that works for you, I creep her Instagram.
Chelsea.
Yeah. She's very design oriented. Like it's all
Yeah.
all her Instagram is pictures of like the Louvre in France,
Right.
expensive stuff. But her design skills are pretty mad.
Yeah, she does a great job.
Right?
And we've got.
How come you didn't bring her?
Like her. I thought we were inviting her, but she didn't. She's not here today.
Whatever. She didn't want to get up early, so we had to settle for you, Lacey,
Right.
the boss. So we were
Exactly.
talking about the process. We were talking about it's a 90-minute first interview, which just makes sense. You come to the house it makes perfect sense to do that. So then homeowner's like, yeah, I love this. At that point, have you established a price range for the homeowner?
Yeah, we're going to talk about budget in the first meeting, what they're interested in investing in the house, what certain things might cost, different components. Like if you add a bathroom on, it's going to cost X amount of dollars. If you add a bar on, it's going to cost X amount of dollars, so that they can choose to pursue those options or deselect.
Now, point of reference for everyone who's listening right now, bathrooms and basements are super popular.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned from Steve, and you get all the credit for this, and I kind of knew it, but I didn't realize it didn't cement until you said it. A bathroom can be put anywhere in your basement, folks. And I mean that even if you bought the house with the pre-plumbed BS, it doesn't mean anything. You can put the bathroom anywhere.
Right.
So don't let that limit your design.
Right.
Because those sometimes they just have pipes sticking up out of the concrete thing. Yeah, this is where we decided we could have a bathroom, and there's nothing underneath it. And the plumbers that you use, we have Ron Alexander, Shelby Mechanical, amongst others. He's like, yeah, we can put a bathroom anywhere. Just we break the concrete up. It's not that hard. It's only 4 inches.
Right.
It's an easy job.
Yeah, it's not hard at all, and really, it's funny because we go into a home where people have been looking at this plumbing sticking through the floor for 10 years,
Right.
and they've designed their basement around that
The
plumbing.
whole time.
And so, we'll go in and just let them know, like, are you open to other designs? Because I can come up with something really cool and move this plumbing, 20 feet across the way.
And no big deal.
Right, and it makes for a much better floor plan.
And it really doesn't even cost that much more. Because
it really doesn't.
people need to understand it. So you got a clean slate when you got Finished Basements Plus. And the website's finishedbasementsplus.com.
Right.
Contractor of the year. I love that. I'm going to say it a few more times. Okay, so now we've decided on budget. What if the homeowner says, ooh, I can't afford that. Then do you guys say, okay, well, we can plan phase 1, 2, 3?
We can phase, we can also get into homeowner participation. So we have some homeowners that, are fairly handy, might want to do the painting themselves or flooring. But there's we try and work with everybody that wants to work with us. So
Makes sense.
Try and find ways to get the job done.
I call that you're a deal maker, not a deal breaker.
Right.
That's important. That's a sign of a good contractor, by the way. One who's looking to make the deal go.
Yeah.
So it's important. So for homeowners who are listening right now, you're thinking about maybe finishing your basement, or you're thinking about doing it next year, you're not starting too early, okay? Because the design time, there's a little bit of a timeline here. Mm-hmm. Proper planning. You plan this properly and you're going to have a successful project. Did you know most people spend more time planning a Disney vacation than they do a bathroom or a kitchen?
It's funny. I just mentioned that to Keith, the exact same thing. And, I said I learned that from you. And
It's
throughout the
truth.
years. Yeah.
They're online, tickets, how much does it cost, what are the rides, where's the VIP, how much hours, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
I get anxiety going to Disney World. I'll never forget, after 2 hours holding my kid, he's 3, and we're in the Haunted Mansion line. I looked at my wife at the time, and I looked at her and I said, this is the last time this will ever happen. VIP or not.
Right.
I don't care, Mickey, Minnie. I looked at my kid and I'm like, there's a lot of other better things we can be doing than sitting here for 2.5 hours.
Right.
Picking my butt. Terrible. Just terrible. I'd rather be working. So anyways, So now homeowner has the design in process.
Mhm.
Your designers leave the house, and when you leave the house, you already plan on the next steps with the homeowner.
Yeah, we'll set the next meeting up typically 2 weeks downstream, and that gives us some time to put a cool plan together. Sometimes it's more than one, and then we start putting the proposal together, quoting things out, and getting ready for the customer meeting.
Okay, and so homeowner knows that basement's been inspected, the designs have been discussed. Oh, I love this, I like that. I don't care for that. Let's do this. If budget allows, we'll do this. Your person takes notes. Do they take measurements first meeting?
Yes.
Okay, so they measure it up so they know exactly the. Now, if I have plans in my basement, does that help you?
It'll help, but we still measure our own because sometimes things in construction.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You never want to rely on anyone else. I'm with you, brother. Okay, so now we fast forward 2 weeks. Is the next meeting, do I come to your office or do you come to my house?
Either. So
Okay, do you recommend either one or does it matter?
I recommend our office. Just we have more samples we can show you. We can do a little better demonstration in the office than we can at your house. But either way is effective.
Okay, and that's cool. What if someone's in the area and they want to come to your office before you come to their house? You'll let them?
Sure, absolutely.
That's what I
We have
figured.
people call up and we don't even have an appointment with them. They just want to come by and see our office and our showroom and meet some people before they set up their first appointment.
You know, people want to make sure it's legit, right? I'm with you. I
Yeah.
don't blame them. Let them do their due diligence. In fact, when you invite them, it shows how, the social solid foundation.
Yeah, we're happy to have people come out.
Where are you located?
And Wixom?
So it's not 96 up to Wixom Road and or back. Yeah, Wixom
Pretty
Road, right?
convenient.
Boom.
Yeah.
Some good food over there.
There is.
I'm a foodie, you know
Yeah.
that. In fact, don't you have a chili cook-off?
We do Tuesday. We have a handful of our contractors are coming in to compete for the People's Choice Award.
Okay, I just took second place in the Hard Rock Stoneworks. My
Yeah,
head,
hopefully you can come out.
I'm bowing my head a little bit because I think I think it was a fix. I want to recount. I came in with the $1,000 chili. It was really good, like legit. I was impressed. I was happy. I came in second place. I was the winner last year, by the way. But I have a little anxiety today just thinking about it. Maybe I'll regroup and come to yours.
Yeah, bring it on.
I might. So, second meeting, your designers, they call up, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to see you on Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Let's say the homeowner decides to come see you. Can I have any meeting in the evening at your office? Okay,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
cool. Okay, so 5 o'clock, we'll see you there. I'm excited. I got a design that you're going to love.
Yeah.
Now, is it CAD? Is it hand-drawn? What is it?
No, they're CAD.
just-
There are a lot of 3D renderings. The CAD software automatically develops 3D renderings.
So it gives the homeowner an opportunity to basically envision what it's going to look like.
Yeah, you can see exactly what we're proposing. The great thing about coming to our office is also the fact that we can move things around right in front of you. If
Good morning, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. Brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, live in the Rocket Mortgage studios. Don't forget my podcast, Contractor Therapy. You can get it at radio.com or wherever you find your favorite podcast. It's hilarious. Like, literally, if you want to enjoy or have some fun knowing some great insider information on home improvement projects, the homeowner from hell, contractor from hell, crazy stuff, by the way. I just, look, it's me unhinged. I'm unleashed, and I like that. So, but anyways, listen, we have a great hour lined up for you. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Let's just get right into some topics. So I want to talk about how you can make your home less dusty. Did you know the average home, the air inside the house is 5 to 10 times dirtier than the outside air? Oh my God, that's so gross, right? And if you're OCD like me, like completely nuts, you could learn a little bit from this. But I'm like not, like I consider myself like the guy who flushes toilets with his feet, right? I can't go to the bathroom in public unless it's like a 911 emergency. However, some parts of my house, when I think about this dustiness and how to make your home less dusty, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I still do these things. So as we all know, dust is gross, right? Hire It Done has a couple other words for dust, and you may have heard me say it in the past, but my dust is schmutz and skuts, and those are the two dusty, dirty. You know, schmutz and skuts is like grime, grease, dust. It's just gross, right? So when you want to get too much skuts in your house and too much schmutz, or get rid of the dust, these following tips are going to be for you. Now, real quickly, 248-539-9797. You have a question, comment? Love to hear from you. Can't get an answer from Google? Give it to me. I'm better than Google, especially when it comes to home improvement. Good morning, Adam. I learned so much from the show. Thanks so much. Keep up the great work, Bubba in Livonia. Bubba. You're welcome, Bubba. I wonder if it's the Bubba I know. You never know, right? We'll figure it out right now. I'll tell you right now. 248. No. The cell phone's different. It's okay, though. Bubba in Livonia. Rock it out. Thank you. What about, not a dryer question, but we have a moron at work attempts to dry his tennis shoes in our lunchroom microwave. What kind of punishment should you give the guy who puts his tennis shoes in the microwave? Who tries to do that? I want to know how to punish that guy. Anyways, let's talk about how to get your home less dusty, okay? And by the way, you can watch us on Facebook Live right now. I got my new Punisher hoodie on. Punisher with the headphones. The pain is coming, folks. Panic in D.C. Where we go one, we go all. I just sitting back with my popcorn every night. I have the best time thinking about this. I trust the plan, so that's how I am, just so we're on the same page. So, within a day of wiping down all your furniture, your electronics, all of a sudden the little floaters in the air, you see them everywhere. They're just landing everywhere. But there's simple things you can do to make your home less dusty. Here's the first one that I don't do, and I'm just so mad at myself right now for forgetting to do this. Stopping your dirt and dust at the front door. You heard me. I always was taught as a kid, my dad's like, yeah, you always take your shoes off in a homeowner's house, no matter what. Okay, Dad, thanks. Why don't we do it at home? He goes, I don't know. So I always never took my shoes off. But I always tell homeowners, hey, is this a shoes off type of house? Because I'll take them off. That's how I am. But you never know. It's going to be hard to prove. But half the dirt in your house comes inside from your shoes and boots. That's why we have a mud room. Why do you think they call it a mud room? You walk in from the garage to the mud room, to the kitchen, to the front door, wherever. The schmutz and the skuts is coming from your shoes, folks. Wipe them. Get a boot thing. Shake them out. Take them off outside the house. Literally, in 30 days, you'll be like, wow, my house feels cleaner. Here's a little secret. Did you know if you add humidity to your house, you'll have less dust? If you allow the air in your home to get too dry, that's like booger weather. When your air's too dry, your throat, you get all that gross noises. It's booger. I call it booger weather. Anyways, you get more one. Skin, fabric, plants, everything dries out and produces more dust when it's dry. I went to school in Arizona for 2 years. Maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't. University of Arizona, Tucson. Bear down, folks. It was dusty. And I attribute that to the dryness. Anyways, get a humidifier in your house. Whole house humidification makes a difference, especially this winter. Get a room humidifier. Those are good. They got new ones today that are really good. Indoor humidity level should be about 35, 40%. Don't go as high as 50. You get water on the windows. When we have water on the windows, it's too much moisture, too much humidity, folks. You got to play with it. We're going to be having many Higher Done episodes, radio shows coming up with all that. But I just want you to know that. How about thick carpets and rugs? Now, this is another one that bothers me. I am a carpet guy. Shag carpet, by the way. A carpet rake. I like it thick. Maybe it's because I'm bald. Maybe when I run my fingers through my carpeting, it's fun. I don't know. But you know how much dust lurks in your carpeting? Boy, you have no idea the scuts and the schmutz. 248-539-9797. You got a question for me? Dan in Livonia? Yeah, you do. Anyways, Google it. Text me, 248-539-9797. I've got more dust bunnies when we come back. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Higher Done Radio Network.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can. Rocket.
Hi, I'm Adam Helfman, home improvement expert from Hire It Done. I always hear from homeowners who like to tackle projects around the house themselves. That's why we've put together this Do-It-Yourself series to help you next time you're ready to embrace your inner weekend warrior. Hope you enjoy the video. Hey everyone, it's Adam Helfman from Hire It Done. Today we're going to learn how to locate your hose bib that goes to the outside and how to turn it off for the winter. So the first thing you want to do to locate your hose bib shutoff is to go outside and identify where your hose bib is. Then come into your basement or your crawl space and go to the same location from the inside of your house to where it is. Usually there's plumbing supply lines to that area, and that's where you'll find the shutoff valve. So now that we've identified the shutoff valve for the outside hose bib, what you want to do is you want to turn it clockwise. And when you turn it clockwise, that'll turn the valve completely off. So the reason why you want to turn the water off to your spigot is because in the wintertime, the water will freeze on the outside of the wall, and if it does, the plumbing will crack and the water will be coming back into your crawl space or your basement. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, go ahead and click the like button. If you didn't like it, or if you think you know a better way to tackle a project, then please leave a comment for me below. And if you want more great home improvement content like this, go ahead and subscribe. As always, I'm Adam Helfman with Hire It Done, and I'll see you in the next video.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Did you know your house has at least 25 pounds of dust in the ductwork? Ew, right? Doesn't that make you gross? Makes me gross. Anyways, we were talking about how to reduce dust around your house. We last left off with thick carpets and rugs. Shag carpeting was my favorite. I used to like it with in between my toes. I don't know what the fetish is with shag carpeting and me, but I don't have a carpet rake either. So what about dusty vent grills? So your return air ducts in your house, you got to take your handheld vac and vacuum those. Here's one where you get a lot of dust. I didn't realize. Your exhaust fan from your bathroom. Now I have the new Kohler Numi toilet, so it's got a built-in fan. It's so cool. We're going to do a video on me on the toilet. Anyways, you have a question this morning, 248-539-9797. Love to hear from you. Dan and Livonia, which is better in terms of efficiency and safety, gas or electric? I prefer gas because of the pricing is less. Electric, electricity causes fires just as much as gas. I'm gonna side with gas. Adam, I want to replace my garage door opener light with an LED bulb. Yeah, they make garage door bulbs, by the way. But yeah, I have LED ones, and my go with a higher brightage. I like the really high, super bright LED bulbs, like the 100-watt ones. I think they use like 13 watts, but they're 100 watts. Anyways, you got a question this morning for me? You got a question for Google and Google couldn't answer? Come to me. 248-539-9797. You can also watch us on Facebook Live right now. You can check it out on 97.1, the tickets page, Hire It Done's page, Adam Helfman's page. We got it everywhere. So we're talking about how to make your home less dusty and cleaning your vents. If you have an exhaust fan in an exhaust fan in your bathroom, you got to take a vacuum cleaner and suck that up. Wash your bed linens more often than you need to. Yeah, that's right. How about you love your cozy bed like a comforter? Like I said, throw that in the dryer. Guess what? Dust mites love it just as much without getting too gross. And you know me, I like to add a little gross to the show. A little grossness, little ew. Bedrooms get so dusty because that's where we shed dead skin. And that's why dust mites live there. Dust mites eat dead skin for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have the best dead skin. Mine tastes like filet, in case anyone wants to know. Bed linens, including pillows, blankets, you need to clean those. In fact, when I get home today, I'm throwing it all in the washer, and I'm putting bleach, and I'm putting super hot water, and then on the dryer super high, so everything dies. That's how I'm crazy, right? Now, what about your vacuum cleaner? Did you ever see the schmutz inside your vacuum cleaner? Oh my God, I hate the vacuum cleaner bags. I got a Dyson, so you got to take the canister out. Every time I got to go outside and unload it because it gets everywhere. Now, how about your furnace filter? Have you ever seen the schmutz in your furnace filter? Oh my God. Anyways, the method to kill all indoor and outdoor, just more humidity. You got to watch out. What about cleaning your blinds and shades? Think about that. Yeah. Guess what? All the dust gets trapped on that. Your dust gets trapped on the blinds, the shades, ceiling fans, the circular fans. By the way, we're going to be talking about switching the rotation of it for the winter. How about your pet? All your pet hair. Yeah, I got a cat. Trust me. My cat lays hair everywhere. But you got to do it. How about workshop dust? They make now shop vacs with the dust connector on your sander, on your blades, all that stuff. 248-539-9797. Text me if you have a question. I want to add a garage on my vacant lot. What's involved? I want to hook up water to the garage. No problem. Call a garage builder. Call a contractor. We have some really good ones on Hire It Done. Obviously, your lot has to allow for the size of it. You got to have setback requirements from the city. If you have an attached garage, it's not as bad. A detached garage, you got to be 5 to 7 feet from the corner, the edge. There's 1,000 different reasons why you got to meet the requirements. But yeah, hooking up water to the garage, absolutely, you should do that. You should do electrical. You should do the whole thing. Make it a garage. Make it a man cave. What's the best way to clean out below ground downspouts? That's Scott at work. Scott, that's a good question. So if you got downspouts that your gutters go into and then it goes underground, sometimes you should, if they ever put them underground, they should have a clean out. If they don't, then you got to like take the downspout off. Take the flex pipe that's on it, and you got to run water through it and like a high pressure hose. And what'll happen is it'll blow it out. Hopefully there was a screen on the downspout, but you never know. Clutter in your house creates all kinds of dust. Okay. If you cross the line into pre-hoarder territory, by the way, I'm not going to mention her name, but it's my ex-wife. She called me the other day, and I had to go to the house and find something. She had some water leak or something. She's like, "Can you stop by?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll stop by." OMG. She's a hoarder. I walked in the basement trying to get to the water meter just to see if the water was leaking. Let's just see if the meter was moving. Had all the well, I had to climb through decades of clothes. I'm like, oh, I paid for those jeans. I paid for those shoes. I paid for all that. I'm like, why do you have all this? She couldn't answer me. But in my head, good old Adam Helfman's head, in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to know the answer. But thank God I had to leave. Anyways, cut the clutter. That's the whole point. Knickknacks, doodads, guess what? They're magnets for dust. The more schmutz you have, the more skuts you're going to get. Schmutz and skuts equals dust. And that's a problem, folks. Literally. So we want to make sure that you understand that, because we never, ever want everyone having a problem with anything, right? So what else is on your home improvement list? Well, we're going to talk about plumbing right now. I know Ron Alexander from Sheldon Mechanical called and we missed the call, but he'll be calling back. But I want to talk about plumbing tricks of the trade for weekend plumbers. You see, I have a lot of people that are like, oh, I do my own plumbing. I'm like, yeah, right. What do? Plunge a toilet? Come on. Plumbing can drive a do-it-yourselfer crazy, okay? Problems arise, the frustrations multiply. Come on, even pros are not immune to that. But how do you manage the frustrations for like a weekend plumbing project? What if you can't cut a pipe underneath your sink? You can reheat the solder to pull the solder joint out. Now, I'm giving plumbing advice and I shouldn't be, but Ron Alexander will be calling pretty shortly, and we're gonna tell him what we do. How about metal drain lines? Like a P-trap underneath your sink. They're metal. You want to change them with plastic? Plastic's better in almost every way, and we'll talk why when we come back. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Sheldon Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clogged shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clogged drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this: how much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can. Rocket.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name is Adam Helfman. We're live from the Rocket Mortgage Studios. And speaking of Rocket Mortgage, they're a sponsor of my new podcast, Contractor Therapy. Go to radio.com. Check it out. It's me, like, unleashed. It's the contractor from hell stories, homeowner from hell stories. I got some great horror stories. It's funny and allows me to swear and do things that I like to do that I'm not allowed to do on radio. Joining me on the Hire It Done Radio Network live is Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical, our pro plumber for 30 years. How you doing, Ron?
Good, Adam. How are you today?
I am spicy today. How's that?
I want to get on that podcast. I got a few things and some F-bombs I want to drop on some customers, too, to
right?
be honest with you.
It's a chance for us contractors to vent, but I have some great homeowner stories about contractors, too, so it goes both ways. So, yeah,
Yes, it does.
we definitely have it. But anyways, so thanks for calling in this morning. You know, we're getting towards the colder weather, and, you know, there's things around the house plumbing-wise that we got to do. So
Yes.
I want to talk about that, you know, and you know, recently I've got some do-it-yourself questions from homeowners about plumbing, so I wanted to run some of that by you first too. But let's talk about plumbing work around your house and
In preparation for the winter.
So like outside faucets, right?
Definitely. Anything outside bars, we recommend you blow them down with an air compressor. Just don't shut them down. And obviously, we talk about this a lot. The hose bibs, disconnecting your hose from the frost-free hose bibs, because you're
you're going to end up with a frozen pipe anyways if you don't get the hoses. So just if you don't think you have or don't know if you have a frost-free or not, just disconnect your hose in the fall from your spigot, and you should be fine.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If someone doesn't know, can they call Shelby Mechanical and say, listen, I have outside faucets. I need them checked out, drained, or turned off for the year. And then at the time, your guy can come over and say, here, you don't have a frost-free bib or whatever. Can they do that for you guys?
Yeah, a lot of times I'll just, the girls will hand me that phone call, and I'll either have them text me a picture, or if they want to FaceTime me, I'll walk them through it. We do that a lot with small repairs too. If a homeowner wants to attempt a repair and it's something simple, I'll feel free to call. I'll walk them through it. I mean, we're so busy. If we can't get out there, I'll help them out that way.
Well, that's nice. What's the number to call Shelby Mechanical if people want to call?
586-726-9444.
I love that. Beautiful. So, what about like there's a lot of small little plumbing issues that people can have. One of them is replacing a toilet handle. Can you if someone says, listen, my toilet handle flip-flops and it's not doing right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've had that call. It's really like a small job.
We get a lot of them. I mean, if they're going to attempt that themselves, I would actually physically remove the handle. There's a lot of universals, but there's some different style toilets where certain handles won't work. So if you just get a handle, go into a plumbing supply house and show them what you got, they'll replace it for you. They'll give you the one that'll work.
So I always tell people, you know what, that's actually a good idea. I never thought of that. But if someone says, okay, if the toilet handle's loose, what about the flapper valve and all the little rubber parts inside the tank? Can someone say, listen, I love my toilet. The seat's broken in perfectly. It flushes great. I just want the guts on the inside so I can get, it's like an oil change, like a filter change, things like that. Is that something you guys can do? You just tell them here what model toilet and we'll bring the new stuff?
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of universal parts that fit different tanks. So if it's an older toilet, we just did a commercial job, and he had an old 3-gallon toilet still. So he wanted us to rebuild it. So just replace it. It'll pay for itself in a year. Get rid of that old toilet. It's not worth it.
Okay, I like that one. Let me ask you this, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Water meter. My son's mother. We're not gonna speak her name. She calls me up and says,
"The hoarder."
Oh, you listen, huh?
I listen. Yes.
So she calls me up and says, "Look, my water bill's double," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's a problem. You got a leak over there somewhere." And so, of course, first thing I do is I go over there. I don't see anything leaking. So my next step is I call you. And you're like, okay, Adam, here's what you got to do. And you told me to turn the waters off, and I did. And then I went to go find the water meter, and I had to climb through like 3 decades of jeans, clothes, hoarding stuff. At that point, I just had a panic attack and walked out. So what is the professional, if she called the plumber and just said, hey, I got water bill that's double, there's a leak somewhere.
Right.
You can come out there and inspect and see if you can be like a sniffer? What do? You try and find the leak?
Well, no, normally it's a toilet, the water's leaking by the flapper, but if you're not hearing that, the best thing, what I was explaining to you, is go down, mark the meter with a marker. You can mark the glass. I think it's on the half foot or whatever, and just watch it. If everything's turned off, don't flush toilets, don't run any sinks, don't use any water, turn your furnace off in case it's running, and your humidifier will use some water. Just shut everything down and then go watch it. If that meter moves, then we definitely know you've got a leak somewhere after the meter, and then we got to find it. If it's a toilet or a faucet, you'll usually see those dripping, but we got to find it from that. At that point, we just got to search and try to figure out. It's like I said, normally it's a toilet when they get a larger water bill that they're not used to. Yeah.
You know what? That's the thing. So what about someone texted in. By the way, if anyone has a plumbing question, text us 248-539-9797. We got Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical on the line answering plumbing questions and giving us some great fall tips. Someone just texted in the weatherproof insulation socks that you put on an outdoor spigots are great. I had one that froze 3 years in a row, but then I started using the sock and everything's been great. So those little covers, they're like foam. Those work.
Yeah, I've seen the styrofoam. My neighbor uses that. She swears by it. She's never had a problem. I I just prefer shutting them off, or if you have a frost-free, you don't have to worry about shutting it off inside the house. But if you have an older style, I've never used one. I really can't say she hasn't said it's worked great. She's never had hers. She doesn't turn it off, and it doesn't freeze. So.
I have them. I put them on because I had to do a video, so I know they work. Here's another question. I'm moving to Brighton. Here's someone just texted in, Ron. I'm moving to Brighton next week. Unable to locate the sump pump discharge pipe. Any suggestions? Scott at work. Good question, Scott.
Yes, Scott. We can put our camera down there and locate that discharge line exactly where it goes and how deep it is with our locator.
So they can call out and they can figure that out. I was going to say pour some green dye and see where it ends up in your yard.
What, does he have a leak in his yard? Does it come
no, he just can't. He doesn't know where the
wants
discharge.
To locate where it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, normally, if you got a catch drain in the corner of your property where they pitch, if he's in a subdivision, they pitch it all to a basin in the corner somewhere. Usually, the sump lead is in one of these catch basins in the corner of the property. And you can look in there and see it.
What about, let me ask you this, Ron. There's new, Growy makes one, Moen makes one, water monitors. If the flow of the water goes too much or too slow or whatever, all of a sudden there's an alarm that goes off. Are you guys installing those now?
Yeah, we have installed a few of them lately. They monitor. You can turn them on and off as you leave the house. Some of them you can link up with your house alarm, and what it does is it senses if it's too much water flowing through while you're not home, it'll shut down the main that feeds your house. After the meter, we tie it in. So there's adjustments and things you can do with them, and then I know some insurance companies will give you a break on your homeowner's insurance also.
So there's definitely there's an advantage to getting those, and I think it's the future.
Yeah. There's a couple companies that are out there. There's one's been out. I can't think of them. They've been out for quite a while, but there's a lot of new ones coming out now. And I mean, they're a simple install. It's not hard. We just cut it in. We just need power, and we cut it in just after the meter.
Let me ask you this: do you still get calls where people have just a clogged toilet?
Do we get calls for clogged toilets? Yes, we do.
Right.
A lot.
Okay, so it's still a popular. Let me ask you.
Get flushed down there.
Let me ask you a question. What do when you clog a toilet, okay? And someone says, "You know what? I always clog this toilet. I need a new toilet." What do you recommend someone when you say, "All right, you're a toilet clogger"? Obviously, somebody's dropping bombs, but what do you recommend? Do you recommend like the new Kohler Numi? What do you recommend? Like the toilet that can really be like deep throat? Like what do you do?
Yeah, deep throat. We always end up on toilets, don't we? The Kohler makes a good one. I always tell you, look for the 3-inch opening in the tank, which allows a lot more water to flow. I mean, a lot of the toilets in the 90s, when they went to this, gallon and a half flush, and now you got dual flushes where it's a half a gallon or a gallon and a half. There's a lot of different toilets out there. They all work pretty well.
All right,
I usually
cool.
just say, spend a couple $100, don't get a $90 toilet, and I usually have them pick it out, and then we just come and install it for them.
Perfect. That's what I thought.
It seems the best way because everyone has different tastes. They like different type of toilets.
All right, well, that's cool. Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical, 30-year plumber, best crew in Metro Detroit. Thanks for calling in, Ron. I'll talk to you. I'm sure I'll see you this week. I need your guys back to the condo to finish up. So we're all good, brother.
Okay.
Love the work.
Perfect.
I'll talk to you soon. We're going to take a quick break, friends. Coming up next. Oh, my God, I got so many things to talk about. Let's take a quick break. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to Hire It Done Radio Network.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
HireItDone.com.
Hi, it's Adam Helfman from Hire It Done. It's really cold outside. You're in the house. You got a little bit of stir crazy going on. Well, I'm going to give you 5 projects that anyone can do this winter. Whether you decide to do it yourself or hire it done, painting your interior walls is a great project to get out of the way in the cold winter months. The ideal temperature for paint to dry is between 50 and 85 degrees. So winter is arguably better to paint in because you don't have to worry about running the air conditioning because you just painted. A change of colors on the walls can also help if you're starting to feel a case of the old cabin fever setting in. There's no time like the winter to get warmer floors. New carpet is an upgrade the whole family can appreciate. But you'll have to be careful because some new carpeting will give off VOCs, or what we call volatile organic compounds. So here's a tip. If you don't want to have to crack your windows open in the cold, ask your carpet installer to air out the carpeting for 3 to 5 days before they install it. Whether it's new grout, an updated sink faucet, or a full bathroom renovation, winter is the right time for working on your bathroom. The bathroom is an enclosed interior space, and you use it every day. That means you're going to appreciate it all year long. There's no time better than the winter for a brand new steam shower or a heated toilet seat. A lot of homeowners love running space heaters in the cold winter months, and I'm one of them. But space heaters utilize a lot of power and are a fire hazard if they're not placed properly or plugged into an outlet that isn't on a designated circuit. And speaking of outlets, winter is a great time to upgrade to built-in plugs with USB ports. Perfect for sitting under blankets and reading or binge watching your favorite shows. Insulation isn't a sexy home improvement, but it can lead to big savings in energy costs and a big improvement in your home's comfort level, especially in the cold winter months. One of the biggest problem areas for insulation is in your attic. Increasing insulation from R19 to R49 saves homeowners $600 a year on average. Another commonly overlooked area for insulation are the basement rim joists. That's the area between your basement wall and the first floor. You could potentially have almost as much heat loss there as in your attic and save almost as much by adding insulation. So we just gave you 5 really cool projects you can do around your house this winter, whether you want to save money or just update the look. This is what we're here to help you with. I want to thank you for watching, and if you want more information like that, just hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when our new videos come out. I'm Adam Helfman from Hire It Done.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're live at 97.1 The Ticket in the Rocket Mortgage Studios. I want to thank them for sponsoring the show. And my new podcast, Contractor Therapy. Just go to radio.com. Go to your iTunes store, wherever you want to watch or listen to your favorite podcast. Check out Contractor Therapy. Literally, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. We record it every week. We have a whole bunch already done. I wanted to have what I would say a good repertoire of them so that you could have a lot to listen to because you can binge listen. That's how funny it is. Anyways, so if you're planning on a renovation that includes gutting parts of your house, a bathroom, we call it a gut renovation. A kitchen, when you're gutting it, when you gut it to the studs, that's what I'm talking about, okay? There's layers of costs. There's layers of issues that come up to make sure that you're successful. And it's important, right? So there's all kinds of uncertainties. Most contractors don't have X-ray vision. And having the right contractor for your renovation like that they should know how to handle any unexpected challenges. So remember, a good contractor is going to start out of the gate saying to you, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, look, we're gutting this to the studs. They're going to walk you through and they're going to create this vision of this big project for you. But they need to also say to you, hey, and maybe you should ask them this, Mr. Contractor, what could potentially go wrong in this gut renovation, right? Well, the right and the good contractor is going to say, well, you know what? In my experience in the past, here's what we've uncovered. Because we don't have X-ray vision. Behind your 2x4s, behind your drywall, on the floor, could be rotted wood, could be rotted lumber, could be termites, could be mold, could be fire hazards. There's danger that lurks behind there. But here's the point. A good contractor is not just going to say, oh my God, the sky is falling. A good contractor is going to say to you, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, guess what? We found some rotted wood behind the old drain in the tub. We found some wood by the fireplace. However, it's an easy fix. We got to get some 2x4s, got a couple pieces of plywood. It'll be good as new. It's a small change order. And of course, our change order policy is one of those situations where you need to follow it. But a good contractor is going to explain that to you, right? So you need to plan for the hidden problems under the floors and under the walls. A good contractor, like I said, is going to help you with that. Now, what about communication? Now, I always tell people this. Communication is the nucleus of any successful project. You can ask Tom Inger from Renovation by Design. You can ask Jim Seggi, Seggi Renovations. You can ask Matt Hatz, MCCS, Motor City. Communicating with a homeowner on a daily basis is important. There are new software project or programs out there like Builder Trend that actually has a portal for the homeowner on a daily basis to communicate with the contractor. Most contractors want to move the job along at a brisk pace. They never want to keep it slow. They want to keep things going. But coordination of a contractor, of his trades, is very, very, very important. And your house is important. And by the way, balancing that is never easy. So, again, communication is really my go-to nucleus of any project. But plan for hidden problems. Clearly communicate. Now, what about your budget? Controlling the budget is like the 4 dirty words of home improvement. In fact, we have a great podcast from Contractor Therapy called The 4 Dirty Words of Home Improvement. And if you've listened to my show in the past, you know what those are. Text me, 248-539-9797. Let me know the 4 dirty words of home improvement. I'll give you a shout out on the air if you know it. Adam, I own an Airbnb home cottage in Sault Ste. Marie. A guest plugged up our toilet. We didn't have a plunger in the home at the time. Oy. So what'd you do? You drive. Here's what I would have done, but I'll tell you in a minute. I had to have my mother drive over there with her plunger to save the day. I felt bad for my mom, but was laughing hysterically when I had to ask her to do it. Thanks, Mom. Literally. That's Joe from Harbor Springs. By the way, Jew Lorette's. Does anyone remember Jew Lorette's up at Harbor Springs? Charlevoix, there's a couple of them. They had the best French toast. Anyways, Riverside Drive, Sault Ste. Marie, Jew Lorette's. Yummy. My whole point is you gotta make sure you're planning for this. Controlling your budget. The 4 dirty words of home improvement. 248-539-9797. Tell me what it is. But you gotta control your budget. Your home's gut renovation should come as close to the estimate as possible. Once a contract has been accepted and signed, contractors want to bring it in close to budget, right? Now, I would never say cost plus. Use a contractor that does cost plus. I would rather you use a contractor who gives you a flat price. Now, there are some certain situations where you do cost plus, and I'm okay with it. However, I would prefer you do your renovation with a flat price. Okay? I'm waiting for my answer. 248-539-9797 is the text line. Got a question for me? Google can't answer. I can answer it. What are the 4 dirty words of home improvement? I'm going to tell them in a minute if no one answers. So, what about architects? What about designers? If you have an architect on a home remodeling job, it's a big job, obviously, right? Not always, but a big job. So, they take things. They take the job longer, right? If you're planning on it with a designer, the designer's like, oh, I like this. I had a designer on a project in Birmingham. I'm doing this condo for a friend. And the condo's a home run. Literally, it's a home run. and there's a decorator involved. And the decorator is really cool. But he comes in the evenings, after hours, right? And he has access to the site. No problem. What happens when he does? He comes to me and says, I want to change the wainscoting. I want to do this after it's been done. And then, of course, when you have the budget, what budget? I prefer to make a budget. I'm a steward of the homeowner's money. Just ask Peter B., who's my new buddy. My new best friend is Peter B., by the way. My point is, these are things that are taking time, make the job last longer, make, homeowners like, wow, this is never going to end. It takes forever. 248-539-9797. The 4 dirty words of home improvement. We might as well. We might as well do the bathroom over. We might as well rip out the tub. We might as well repaint the cabinets one more time. We might as well do the floors again. We might as well rip the fireplaces out. We might as well make it right, because this condo is going to be worth a lot. So at this point in the name of the game is we're still good. We're way ahead. Plus, if you ever played Monopoly, you know the two properties, Boardwalk and Park Place. I am definitely remodeling Park Place. And it's a home run, folks. So we're having good. We're having a great time. In fact, if renovations causes anxiety, oh, and by the way, if you're not taking Xanax in your project, you got the wrong contractor. Every renovation project causes anxiety. Trust me when I tell you. Literally causes anxiety. So that's how we roll. That's how we are, though. But then what else slows the job down? Permits, codes, approvals, change orders. Hazardous materials, lead-based paint, asbestos, black mold. No hazardous waste case is totally unsolvable. Yeah. You got to remember, it is what it is. You got to be good with this, folks. Now, what about the nosy neighbor? What about the know-it-all neighbor who's always telling you, oh, I can't believe your contractor did it this way. I can't believe he did it that way. I love the nosy neighbor, right? The expert in the neighborhood. That's how Angie's List became so famous, because she was the know-it-all neighbor. I got a hold of her once. They changed their business model because of me, just so we're all on the same page. This is many years ago, but anyways. The know-it-all neighbor, the expert who knows everything. I love meeting with those people. I just keep my mouth shut. Oh, okay. Maybe we should try that. I mean, listen. You need to make sure that you communicate with the homeowner. You got to be a good steward. You got to be a good neighbor. That's how it rolls. You see, it's Saturday morning, and I'm on my way to meet a fireplace guy. And then I'm on my way to get breakfast. And then I'm on my way to get bagels. And I'm just going to have an eating festival today. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We got a great show next week. HireItDone.com finds the best contractors. My name's Adam Helfman, and I'll see you next week.